volunteer?
You can cut some of it right now.
Andrew, coming up. If you don't volunteer, I would more happy to.
We do. Yeah.
No. Andrew, come up here. In Austin, all right. I need somebody else. What's going to do?
It's not, I promise, Austin, it's nothing disgusting.
All right. Now there are only 3 things in this lovely pie. Chocolate pudding, Cool Whip, and gummy bears. Some of my favorites. So I'm going to give them exactly 1 minute. Using nothing but their mouths, they are going to have to find all the gummy bears they can. You can adjust it to any camera. I'm going to grab my time here. Don't worry, I have napkins and... Yes, you did.
Hey, I'm going to do something for the video. If you guys can just all scream as loud as you can.
All right.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Woo!
All right. You got 1 minute. Find as many gummy bears as you can. A whole entire bag in each one. Okay? When you find them, get them to the side.
Not right now. Wait till they're done, okay?
On your mark. Get set. Go! Let's go, let's go. Dig in there, dig in there.
Oh my gosh!
Go.
That's disgusting.
Keep going, keep going.
That's just
40 seconds left.
disgusting. Who's cleaning the mess up? Because that was gross. Nuh-uh.
Go, come on, no, you can't stop like that. Hands behind your back, Dion.
Okay, Dion's being all... That's disgusting, Andrew.
15 seconds.
'Turn it into me, I can get that to Brianna. But basically, as a youth group, Austin, as a youth group, we're supposed to raise $125.
Hi, my name is BJ Johnson and I live in Apple Valley, California. I'm 30 years old and right now I currently weigh 380 pounds. Well, you see, Hi, my name's BJ Johnson. I live in Apple Valley, California. I'm 30 years old and I weigh 380 pounds. I am the next biggest loser. Hi, my name's BJ Johnson. I'm 30 years old, live in Apple Valley, California, and I currently weigh 380 pounds. And this is my audition tape for season 16 of The Biggest Loser. So people ask when the wait started. Well, that's simple. The wait started on September 24th, 1983. Yes, that day I was born. You see, I've never been a small kid. I've always been chunky, large, big, now considered obese. I've never known what it was like to not have extra weight on. And all my life it's caused taunting from other kids. It's caused humiliation of not being able to fit in certain places or do certain things. Whether it was going on a roller coaster when I was a teenager or not being able to sit in a certain type of seat in the school auditorium. My weight has been a burden my whole entire life. And on top of the weight, there have been other stuff as well. You see, on my left foot, I was born with basically what's called like a club foot. And the summer before my 7th grade year, I had all the toes removed because it was causing me to be imbalanced. Well, I mean, they weren't really toes, they were just more like little stubs, about the size of like half of a dime. So I had that as well. And I had, when I was born with the butterfly vertebrae in my back. So, you know, I've never had an easy medical life. When I was a baby, I had seizures. But I've had some really cool triumph as well. The doctor said that I probably wouldn't walk till I was 4 or 5 years old. And at 10 months, so I've been told, because my memory's not that good. But at the age of about 10 months old, I walked down the doctor's office to the amazement of all the doctors. And the doctor said because of my back, by the time I was 25 years old, I would be in a wheelchair permanently. This September I'll turn 21 or 31. And I'm nowhere near a wheelchair. I was born in San Diego, California, but I lived all over the place. I've lived in probably 10 or 15 different cities here in California. I lived in Washington State, I've lived in Texas, I lived in New York, upstate New York. Gorgeous place, by the way. Just, if you ever get a chance, you definitely go check it out. My family has been there for me continually, and they just love on me so much. I have one sister, 9 years old, or she's 9 years older than me, rather, and that was a cluster. So my story starts in San Diego, California at the naval base. My dad was in the Navy at the time, and that's where I was born. And that's also coincidentally where the wait started, September 24th of 1983. Over the course of the past 30 years, I've lived in so many different cities in California, over 10 different cities in the state of California. I've lived in Texas, I've lived in the state of New York, I've lived in Washington. I've just been having the opportunity to travel so much because of my father being in the military mostly. And it's just been a true blessing to be able to see different parts of the country. When I was born with a butterfly vertebrae in my spinal cord, which when I was younger and even to my teenage years gave me some problems. Couldn't really sleep a lot at night, couldn't do a lot. The doctors had said at one point many years ago that if I was paralyzed or if I was hit wrong, twisted wrong, that I could be paralyzed. I was also born with basically like a club foot, and basically what this meant was I had underdeveloped toes, and up until the 7th grade I had little stubs about that big, very small, and I had them removed at Shriners Hospital for Crippled Children in Shreveport, Louisiana. They were causing to be off balance. So the doctor said, hey, let's go ahead and remove them. And so the summer before entering 7th grade, I did just that. You know, and it's my back and my foot have always kind of been hindrances a little bit. It's caused me not to be able to walk as much, exercise as much. When I was younger, I had to wear prosthetics in my left shoe, whether it was like a foam substance to replace the toes, or a plastic prosthetic device covering the whole foot. You know, the doctors said apparently when I was really like a little baby, they told my parents that I probably wouldn't walk till I was like 4 or 5 years old. And at 10 months, I was walking down the hallway of the doctor's office, and apparently all the doctors were like calling everybody out, "Oh my gosh, she's walking, oh my gosh, come out and see it." And of course, I don't remember that really because I was only 10 months old. I mean, I have a good memory, but not that good, you know what I'm saying? And the doctors also told me and my parents that by the time I was 25 years old, I would be in a wheelchair because of my back. Well, I can tell you my back hasn't given me problems in a number of years, and I'll be 31 this September, and I'm nowhere near a wheelchair. Partly because I think my body has adjusted to being a big kid, to being a big guy, being overweight, obese, fat. Because see, people say, well, when did the weight start? Well, the weight started on September 24th, 1983. I've never been a small kid, and I've never known what it's been like to not have extra weight on, and it's always been a hindrance, and it's always been something that has I've up and down. It's like a roller coaster ride. You know, there'll be times where I'll be smaller than others, and up and down, and right now I'm at about the biggest I've been pretty much over the past past 30 years. A couple years ago, I was 396. At one point, you know, it's just been a roller coaster ride, and yeah. So people said, well, where did your weight start? When did you become a big kid? Well, it started on September 24th of 1983. Yes, that was the day I was born. But that's when the weight started. I've never been a small kid. I've never known what it was like not to be carrying around extra weight. And when I was a kid and a teenager especially, yeah, life was hard. You know, everybody would look at you. People would call you names. You couldn't do things that your friends are doing. You know, I've never been on a roller coaster, and when I was a kid, the doctor said I couldn't go on roller coasters because of my back. But now I use that as an excuse, but I would love to be able to go on a roller coaster or some other ride, but because of my size, that's just not possible. Couldn't play sports as a teenager. Who would want a fat kid on their team? You know, there's that stereotype of fat kid getting picked last for dodgeball and PE. I can't say that I was ever picked last. Sometimes not at all. When I was a kid, you know, looking back on pictures, you know, you can always see that my mom and sister did the best they could to dress me, looking cool. But when you have a big kid, it's hard. I remember there's one picture that was taken of me in Texas when I was 11 or 12 years old, and I'm wearing a Dallas Cowboys big fluffy jacket. Cheeks are all puffy, and there's something about that picture that just I don't like the person that I was then. You know, and I can't say I was ever really bullied because of the weight, but I knew people were talking. You know, people would see me coming to come sit. They'd scoot over even when there was plenty of room, but they wanted to make a statement. I had a group of friends that I hang around with in junior high, and I remember most lunches in junior high, 6th through 8th grade, I would get a pizza with french fries, a slice of pizza and fries, and a big cup, like that big, of fruit punch, and that was my lunch. No vegetables, no healthy eating. Of course, other people would get similar stuff, but I remember thinking as a junior high that everybody was looking at me. As a high schooler, everybody was looking at me. I got my 20s, and now I'm 30. Going to places, and you just feel as if everybody's looking at you. Everybody's looking at what you're eating. A couple years ago, I was 396, which is the largest I've ever been. I went through a weight struggle, fasts through my church, for different things, and would drop pounds here or there. But no matter what I did, no matter what I do, I can't keep the weight off. I always return back to what I used to do. Being I'm the biggest loser means a lot to me. Give me that guidance, that structure. It's intense. It's contained. I'm tired of struggling. I need the biggest loser to help me. I know that I will forever and ever struggle with my weight. I know that. But the biggest loser can help me to fight that battle. So I know you're receiving thousands upon thousands upon thousands of videos and the casting calls, and so why choose me? Why choose BJ Johnson, 30 years old, from Apple Valley, California? Why? Well, obviously I want to get healthy and lose weight, but let's set that aside because, everybody who's putting an audition and help and casting calls, everybody wants to lose weight and be healthier. For me, the question is, why do I want to lose the weight? Why do I want to be healthier? I don't have kids. I don't have a wife. I'm not even dating anybody right now. I'm like a lot of other people who have that motivation. I mean, yes, I do have my family. I have my friends. I have my church. See, there's one thing about me that I think sets me aside from a lot of other people. I love to serve. I love to give back. I love to help my family, my friends, my community, my church. I genuinely just love to serve, no matter what it's doing. Whether it's serving on a Sunday morning or a Wednesday night with our youth, or whether it's serving in Malawi, Africa, or serving at my own home. Both my parents are getting older. Being the big guy that I am, it's really difficult sometimes for me to do the work that they need done. Whether it's around their house or lawn work or moving stuff. As they get older, they're going to be becoming less unable to do that. And if I continue to be unhealthy, I may not be around to see them, to help them. And I want to do that for them. To be able to help my friends. To help them do whatever they need. But see, the condition I'm in right now, I can't do that. It's really difficult for me to help people. I mean, I can help people, I do, but I want to be able to help people more. I want to be able to go above and beyond. Last October, I had an opportunity to go to Malawi, Africa with my church. And it was a life-altering experience. I was there for 10 days. And we visited a couple of different villages and orphanages and it was just a miraculous, life-altering experience. But one of the things I really learned when I went to Malawi, Africa, was that I am really out of weight, out of shape. You see, we run an orphanage over there, and the kids love to play and run and play soccer, and after about 20 seconds of running, I'm and can't really do it. And there's a lot of walking involved over there. Can't do a lot of that. We're in the process of raising money to go back in October of 2015. I want to be healthy for those kids. So not only can I hug on them and love on them, but I can go out to their back and play soccer with them and run around with them. And we can go out to deeper villages because I can walk further. In our youth on Wednesday nights, I'm blessed to be able to be a part of these young people's lives. They like to run, they like to play, they like to do different things. But the state I'm in right now limits what I can do and for how long. See, I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for others. I'm doing it for my family, my friends, my community. Be great to be able to go help on the community cleanup days. But I know that after only 20, 30 seconds, maybe a minute, I'll be getting tired. It's difficult even for me to walk 10, 15, 20 steps from here to the kitchen or here to the living room without getting a little bit out of breath. So I'm not doing it for me. I'm not doing it for my kids or my wife or girlfriend because I don't have any of those. I'm doing it for my parents, my sister, my church, those kids in Malawi, Africa, who mean so much to me. I want to be healthy so I can go back next year and help them. I have hypertension and high cholesterol. Being healthier and losing the weight would help me to manage those even better. Right now I take 4 pills a day, closely monitored by a doctor. By losing the weight, it would help me to control that and maybe even get rid of that stuff. I know there's a $250,000 prize amount at the end if you win. I know that I can win. I have a desire and a will like never before. I have God on my side. God has helped me through so much. And I make this commitment to you, that if you guys allow me to be on the show and I win that $250,000, I'm not using the money for myself. It goes to my church. It goes to help pay for our mission trip that's coming up next year. I'm doing this for our church and people around the world. So as why you should select me to be a contestant on season 16 of Biggest Loser,